Hello, beautiful Redlo women. How are you today? It's Terri here, your coach and biggest cheerleader. I'm here to put a little bit of inspiration in your day. Welcome to the Redlo Women podcast, where we empower midlife women to reclaim their confidence, rise higher, and step boldly into their next chapter. And we do it together. I became a midlife entrepreneur after overcoming my own self-doubt to start this podcast, write my book, and coach women just like you. And I did it all in my 50s. I knew I wanted more after navigating my own life transitions, overcoming some really hard things, and trying to figure out what was next. As I did, I decided to help you do the same. So grab your warm cup of coffee or step into your favorite tennis shoes and let's step forward together. Let's go. I am so excited about this podcast episode today because we're diving into a topic that I'm really passionate about, especially when it comes to navigating this phase of life as a woman who's stepping forward and making changes. And I really believe that this episode will really inspire you to step forward with some grace and some courage to give yourself permission to hit that reset button in your life. At the start of the new year, I really found myself in need of what I'm calling a hard reset. And maybe you have felt like that too. And by a hard reset, I mean hitting pause and reevaluating where you are and getting really clear. It's not about erasing, it's just about clearing out what isn't working so that you can step forward and restart with clarity and purpose. And like I said, this is where I've been, and I hope this inspires you because it's why I returned the podcast to the Redlo Woman. So let's dive in and talk about it. Why do we need a hard reset? Well, think about your phone or your computer. Over time, it often gets bogged down with too many apps that are running in the background. You might have outdated software. You might have too many files or too many files that you don't even use anymore. And you see that your computer just kind of slows down. It stops functioning the way it should. Sometimes it even kind of malfunctions. And it's definitely not operating at its best, right? Well, I think the same thing kind of happens to us in our life and our business. And I really started to feel that towards the end of last year. I realized I really needed to pause and hit reset. I felt like I was kind of going through the motions, just kind of going nowhere fast on that treadmill, which I shared in a previous episode. I was hitting burnout and really lacking real joy in my life. And so that's when I chose to step back and take more control of my life. And maybe you're feeling that way too, so I hope this helps you. And I really would encourage you to listen to episode 117 because I created the Step Forward framework. It's really simple and it will really help you get clear on your goals for the year so that you can really focus on what matters most to you. I broke it down into 4 boxes or 4 steps that I say. So take a look at that. It's free, download it and use it. I really think it will bless you and help you move forward. I also included a space for you to create a word for the year. I do that every year. For me, my word is elevate, and I talk about that in the podcast as well. But I find that when I choose a word for the year or even a phrase, it's empowering. It becomes a roadmap that aligns with my values and helps me move forward. And it can do that for you too. So maybe you're feeling a bit like you've been on autopilot. Maybe your life has been really full and we're stepping into this new year. Perhaps you feel like life might be a little bit overwhelming. There's just a lot going on, right? But you're probably like me and juggling a lot. And if you're a midlife entrepreneur or a solopreneur, woohoo, that adds a whole other layer, right? There's a lot of balls that we're juggling in the air kind of all at once. So I get it. In fact, that's exactly why I want to talk about what I'm calling the Redlo Reset today and how you can make some changes that will help you and give you some clarity, because I think it's vital for every woman who's ready to step forward, step into her power. We all need to hit that pause and that reset button. And it's okay to step back, to reset and recharge. And I joke and say the internet's not going to miss us that much, right? Let's just be real. So, how do we do this? How do we recharge our minds, our bodies, and our spirit? Well, number one, we give ourselves permission to do it. And like I said, the internet's not going to miss us that much. It's most important that you step back and gain clarity, get off that treadmill and take a look at really where you are in your life, what worked last year, what didn't, and where do you want to go in the future? What really lights up your soul? What is the clutter that you can get rid of that you don't need? What relationships? What things have you been saying yes to that you don't need to? What are the obligations that you do just because you feel obligated, but not what's best for you? Make sense? Let's dive in and figure out how we do this, because I think often as women, we just feel so conditioned to keep going and we keep serving and we're on that treadmill, and it may not be what's best. So the Redlo reset is all about taking time to slow down, to just breathe, to reevaluate where you are in your life and your business. It's about listening to your own heart, your own soul, your intuition, God's spirit, and recognizing that first and foremost, it's okay to reset. It's okay to hit pause. Because I've learned that when you keep going, you kind of go nowhere fast. And you might be feeling like you're at a crossroad, all normal. And if you're thinking about stepping forward into entrepreneurship or creating a new purpose for your life or wondering what's next, it's even more important to get really clear, because it's really easy to get stuck in that hustle and bustle of life, especially as a mom, as a wife, as a woman. We're juggling so many things at once. And like I said, we can feel like we're going nowhere fast without clarity or direction. And so I'd really encourage you to download that framework. So why is it important? Number one, we need to reclaim our energy. Just like our phone needs recharging or our computer, so do we. We need that reset. We need to give ourselves that space to reset and recharge. Sometimes that's for a day, sometimes it's for a week, sometimes it's for a season. And when we do, then we give ourselves permission to show up as our best version of ourselves. Number two, it gives us clarity. When we step back, we allow ourselves to see things from a different perspective. We clear out the mental clutter, even getting off social media for a bit and just stopping all that flow of information. It helps us really refocus and realign with what really matters to us. Number three, it allows us to make intentional decisions. When we hit reset, it's an opportunity to reflect on our goals, reevaluate our priorities, and make decisions that align with our true desires, not just what we feel obligated to do, as I mentioned earlier. And number four, it gives us a renewed sense of purpose. When we hit that reset button, it reignites that inner flame that's inside, that passion. When we slow down, we can begin to hear those whispers in our soul, if that makes any sense. And it reminds you that you can create something that really matters. So how do we do the Redlo reset? Number one, take a break, just like I've done over these past couple of weeks. You know, we've got these fires going on in LA. I've had a lot of friends that have been affected. It really affected me so much more emotionally. We used to live in Los Angeles, and so many of those communities that we know and love have burned, and it's just been heart-wrenching. It's just been a lot. So I just decided I needed to take a pause and just take a break. And it doesn't have to be long. Like I said, it could be a day, it could be a weekend, it could be a few hours, it could be a week or two, whatever you decide. But give yourself that permission to step away from those responsibilities and just allow yourself some space to breathe. Reflect and assess. Do what's really important right now to you. Ask yourself, what do you really want to do? What business idea do you have? What's most important in your life? Is what you're doing still serving you? And what do you want to create next? Number three, set boundaries. This is so important. For me, I've had to work really hard on setting boundaries. And when I do, not feel guilty about it, right? Boundaries aren't to hurt other people or keep other people out. The boundaries are for you, to strengthen you so that you can operate at your best. It's a skill. It's a skill we all learn. I've talked about this on the podcast before, but my precious mother-in-law taught me years ago to do this. And I was so bad that she had me write no on a yellow Post-it note by every phone so that I would remember to say no instead of just automatically responding yes, because that's what I would do. That was my default. I would just say yes, even when I knew I couldn't do it. So that you can train yourself, start with the simple things, but setting boundaries and saying no is the very best thing that you can do for yourself. It just lightens your heart, your soul, and your spirit. And maybe there's even a hard conversation that you need to have with someone. But learning to do that, learning to do it in love is the best gift you can give yourself. And I talk about that a lot in my book, Step Forward. Number four, create a vision for yourself. Once you clear out all the clutter and kind of all the nonsense that kind of fills your spirit and your mind, You can breathe and you can create your vision, not someone else's, but yours. What is it that you want to do with the next chapter of your life or your business? Write it down. Do you want to write a book? Do you want to start a podcast? Do you want to coach? What is it that you want to do? And then visualize it. And I also talk about creating a vision board through Canva on episode 117. It's really powerful. So I really encourage you to listen to that episode and just take a moment and create that for yourself. And then number 5, take inspired action, or as I also say, take courageous action. After you hit that reset, after you take some time to pause and kind of go inward, take that courageous action that really aligns with your vision. It's not about running on autopilot. It's about being intentional. And ask yourself who or what can help you step forward. And I'm here for you as a coach. If you need some inspiration, if you need a little bit more clarity, if you need someone to walk along beside you to guide you forward. So how can the Redlo Reset help you with your business? Well, when you've done the hard work of resetting, you'll notice a shift in your mind, your body, and your spirit. You'll feel refreshed. Your business and your goals and your purpose becomes a little bit more clear. You begin to feel that confidence to actually move forward with intention, and you know that you're moving towards something that aligns with your heart and your soul and your passion. And that's exactly why taking that time to hit that reset button is really important, especially on your entrepreneurial journey. When you take that inventory, that self-care, you realign with your true purpose, and you'll show up with more energy, more focus, and more clarity, and a whole lot more excitement, and probably joy. So as I was reflecting, and as I was stepping forward into this new year, like I shared, I really realized that I needed that reset. And I also realized something really profound. I really needed to return to the foundation of my mission. And I've shared this before. I shared this on the previous podcast. But my podcast has always been about speaking to you, the midlife woman, helping you move forward, helping you step forward into the next season of life with confidence and clarity and purpose. And it became really clear to me that I need to return the podcast name to the Redlo Woman, because it's who I speak to. She is you, she is me, she is us individually, and she is us collectively. It is a rally cry and a mission that I'm on. And if you're not familiar, Redlo is ultra spelled backwards. I actually have an acronym for Redlo, which I will share. And also, Redlo has the word red in it, which is one of my favorite colors. It is inspiring, it's passionate, it's about love, it's about confidence, it's about courage. And that's part of my brand colors as well. But the acronym for Redlo captures the mission that I have. Number 1, it's helping you reclaim your confidence. That's R. E is embracing your voice and your journey. D is discovering your purpose. L is leading with courage. And O is overcoming self-doubt and other limiting beliefs that have held you back. So that's my goal, to empower you, to help you reclaim your confidence, embrace your voice, and to lead with courage and overcome that self-doubt that holds us back, right? It just does. It holds us all back. It's what keeps us stuck and what keeps us from writing that book or starting that podcast or coaching others. You are qualified. You are capable. I walked in these shoes and I know what it feels like. And I say, if I can do this all in my 50s, so can you. So that's where we are. And I'm excited for you to embrace this chapter of your life. I'm excited for you to hit that reset button and to step forward. In fact, I have something really special for you. On February 3rd, I'm offering something I have never done before. It's actually in beta, and it's your chance to get to know me and to step forward with your vision and your purpose right now. So I'm offering a free 4-week course starting February 3rd, and we will walk through this process together to help you reset and step into your purpose. So just click on the link here in the show notes if you're ready to overcome that doubt and those limiting beliefs. You want to reclaim your confidence in your voice, and you're ready to step into your purpose and rise higher. So the way it will work is, number 1, just click on that link here in the show notes like I mentioned to register. You'll get a confirmation email with the details, and then more information will follow. But each Monday, you'll receive some instructions with an actionable task for the week. Then on Thursdays, we'll have a live Q&A. You can ask me anything. And Fridays will be for follow-up and accountability. And we will do all of this in Zoom. So you'll get that life coaching from me. You'll be able to take actionable steps. You'll get support all along the way. And by the end, you'll have a clear plan to step forward and take action. So please don't miss out on this opportunity and click on that link to reserve your spot. I'm really excited about this. I really want to empower you and help you move forward. And as we wrap up, I just want to remind you that when you hit reset, it isn't a sign of failure. It's actually a sign of strength. And you deserve to pause. You deserve to just get clear on where you're headed. And the only way we can do that is just by hitting that reset and starting fresh to create a life and a business that we really desire. So I hope to see you on February 3rd. Let's step forward together and rise higher. And as always, you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are valued, and you belong. This is the Redlo Woman Podcast. I'm your host, Terri Mullen. Until we meet again, have an amazing day. God bless. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a few key takeaways that you can apply to your own life today. Don't forget to click in that link and register for this free one-time opportunity to coach with me for 4 weeks. And if you have a few moments and would be so kind to leave me a review, click on those 5 stars. I would love it. It helps other women know that we're here to make a difference in their lives and help them step forward as well. Have an amazing day.